Good morning, students. How are you? Happy Monday. So this week, the videos may not be as long because I know some parents expressed some interest in, focusing a little bit on spring break and their families and spending special time with them. Um, but there is some learning to do, and feel free to complete as much as you can, okay? But we're going to start by talking about rocks, and we're going to start talking about erosion. What is that word, erosion? Let's say it together. Erosion. Well, I like to go fishing on the beach, and sometimes after a long winter, when I go back to the beach in the summertime or the springtime, I notice that some of the water where it washes up, it's come up even higher. It's come up even closer to where I put my beach blanket or my fishing pole. And what that means is that sometimes these storms from hurricanes or just really, really powerful winds and rains can move some of that sand out to sea, okay? And what happens is that sand that goes out to sea, there's less on the beach, so the water comes up a little bit. And that's called erosion. And there's been people that are really trying to fix the problem of erosion, because if our beaches disappear, we'll really have no place to catch a tan or play with our beach buckets and blankets. So what are some ways that people try to stop erosion? Well, some people said, let's take these big dump trucks and put some sand in where there is a lot of sand and drive it to places that the sand has been washed away in the water. Well, there's good things about that, not so many good things about that. It takes a lot of gasoline and work and energy to move all that heavy sand, but it is doing a good thing by replacing the sand. And I know at my beach, there's special machines that dig up the dirt and the sand, and they put it back onto the beach. All right, and that's kind of an important idea. But today we start by talking about rocks, and we hear the word minerals. Well, minerals are in rocks. And some of you might have a nice rock collection. I know over the years I've collected some nice, pretty rocks that are very shiny, very bumpy, and just very smooth. And just maybe I found a rock that's in the shape of a heart. It's my favorite. Anyway, but they can be many shapes and sizes. And it's important to realize that there's not a lot of rocks that are identical. There are many, many different types of rocks. And some can be very, very small. Others can be very, very big, like the size of a tree. But what we're going to be focusing now is what the rocks are made out of. They're made out of something called minerals. Can we say that word again? Minerals. Yes, minerals are in rocks. And how I would like you to think about this word, minerals, is by thinking that a mineral is something that does not come from plants or animals, okay? If you look closely at some of the rocks, you'll see different colors. Each color is a mineral in that part of the rock, okay? Now, more importantly, we're focusing on how these rocks can change. And we talked about the features of the earth. We talked about the hill. Going up a little bit, maybe you take your sled down that hill in the cold winter time. And we talked about a high peak, steep sides. What was this called again? Oh, that's right. It's called a mountain, okay? Now, if you look at soil that's washed away, the definition that they discuss in the textbook says, when soil or rock is carried away by water and by wind, it's called erosion, okay? And erosion is something similar to we learned about the breaking down of rocks, and that word was weathering. So weathering is when we took that really nice piece of chalk in the cylinder form, and we put it inside the Poland Spring bottle, and we put a whole bunch of tiny rocks in there. We turned the cap on tight, and then we passed it around the whole classroom, and everybody got to shake it for 2 minutes. Well, that's weathering. That's the breaking down of rocks. Erosion is changing how the shape of the top of the earth. So it's a little bit different. And plant roots, and this is an important idea, plant roots that hold the plant in the ground, that's one of their jobs, they actually can help, by having these plants, the roots, can help protect erosion from happening, okay? Because if these plant roots are in the ground and the wind comes by, maybe they'll get stuck to that root, all right? And if it rains, the roots will drink the water, okay? So there's different things that can happen that can stop and if you imagine a whole field of plants and then the waves or the wind crashing into it, it'll slow it down or make it harder for that erosion to even happen. So that's kind of an important idea as well. So that's my video for today. I have some really great rock erosion videos. One of them that I really liked a lot, they have really great photographs. Now, a photograph is a real picture, it's not a drawing, and it has some videos of this really hot, fiery lava. Now remember, when it's inside of the volcano, they don't call that lava, magma. And then it goes up, and sometimes it has an explosive volcano. Well, that hot stuff dripping down the sides, which you're gonna see in the video, is called lava. Now, I don't have lava in my backyard. I don't have a volcano in my backyard. I can't go outside and take pictures. I can do that with natural resources, but not with lava. Okay, so the only way I could really show you a real life example is by taking a close look at some of these pictures in that video. I think you're gonna like it. All right, you guys have a great day, and this is kind of like your spring break week, so do what you can. Make sure you're spending lots of important time with your family. These are the people that support you and make you feel great. And if they're not feeling great, maybe you could help them out by saying something kind to them to make them feel like they could have a better day if you say something kind of cool like that, all right? Because what I call it is putting wind in people's sails, like when you're on a sailboat. And you need that wind to push the boat. Well, sometimes by saying something nice, something might be small, might be a nice comment, like I really like your hair today, it can really lift people up and help them and make them feel good about themselves as well, and maybe jumpstart a good day, all right? Uh-oh, guinea pigs are making noises. They must be hungry. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great day.